Qwen just released their latest maximum capability model, which is Qwen 3.8 Max, and it's currently available through API and also their chat interface. Today, I'm going to show you all of the benchmarks about it. I'm going to show you some real world examples of its capability. We're going to judge it on that versus other models such as ChatGPT 5.6 Sol and the rest of the well-known models. We're going to begin with the benchmarks, so that might seem boring to you because in many cases benchmarks don't reflect real-world performance, so you can go ahead and skip at the second half of the video where you will see the practical examples that I run with it. But before we begin, you got to understand this is a very big model, a very capable model that is priced super cheaply at just $6 per million tokens output. It's very strong. This is no trivial model. And if you want to use it, you can just go to chat.qwen.ai and start using it. All right. So first of all, let's see the benchmarks. Here, the model is compared against other state-of-the-art models. We see it versus Qwen 3.7 Max, Qwen 3.7 Plus. We also see it against Opus 4.8, Fable 5, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and GPT 5.6 Sol. Across software engineering benchmarks, it's comparable to what GPT 5.6 Sol can do, what Fable can do, and Opus can do. And in many cases, it's reaching the performance of Fable in some benchmarks while being nearly 90% cheaper. Also, it's at the level of Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.6 Sol. So this is a very capable model, at least according to these major benchmarks. It has vision understanding, it can code very, very well, it can do research and professional tasks. This is not a trivial model. This is a state-of-the-art model priced super aggressively, and very, very soon it's going to be open weights, meaning you can host it on your own providers. Here we can see even more benchmarks, and we can see also the thinking mode, and it's doing an insane job across multiple different capabilities. As we've said, this is a state-of-the-art model. It's a frontier model priced super aggressively by the Chinese guys who are looking to compete. Also, as we can see here, this is vision capabilities. It's doing a very good job at browser use. It's doing a very good job at multimodal reasoning, meaning it can reason over images, it can understand images, and it's actually doing an insane job on these benchmarks. This is really, really significant. They focused so much on vision, which I think is super, super valuable, and it could be a differentiating factor. It's even good at videos, which is pretty, pretty insane. And with all of this aggressive pricing, I gotta say, this is super insane. And on Text Arena, it's number 2, just behind Fable, which I find, as we've said, super insane. And very, very soon they're bringing their smaller model, 3.8, 27 billion parameters. Pretty insane. And this is just 2.7 trillion parameters. So we can see that we don't need these huge models now. Even 2.4 trillion parameters can bring you state-of-the-art performance at very low cost, which is amazing for the AI field in total. Okay, so the first results from Qwen are just out. And the first prompt was creating a neomorphic application for Pokemon Pokédex. Well, the result is pretty disappointing. I don't know if this is an issue from Qwen because it cannot access the Pokédex database. Even though it was able to design a very nice website, there is a syncing issue with Poke API. So I don't know if there is an issue with Poke API and it cannot reach it. Maybe that's true, even though here we see that it probably works well. But for some reason, Qwen really cannot hit it, which is really, really strange. So it created some mock data here that actually look good, but it cannot fetch the images. However, the UI looks good, even with the mock data. So I would say that might be an issue with the chat interface and the wrappers that they created. Overall, it looks good. It looks interesting. It has animations. It looks beautiful. So in terms of this query, it's good. It has white mode, dark mode. These buttons work. It's good. But overall, I expected it to work perfectly with images. It was something that it could do in the past. Maybe, again, this is a sandbox issue, but I want to know it for you. I also asked it to create a game that is a Flappy Bird style game, and this was the response, which is pretty crazy. Like, the game is actually not working. There's nothing to see here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're overloaded and they are using a quantized model at this point, which is really strange behavior. So I'm waiting for it to fix the game so we can actually see if the game works or not. But it also created this transformer teaching webpage where I try to understand how the model can explain stuff, visualize it, and in all honesty, this website feels so much 2025. Like this is like Gemini 3.6 Flash, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, the animation looks good, and you can visualize how fast their transformers are and how many steps are taken versus recurrent neural networks. That looks good and it's correct. It also shows you the position encoding, and you can play around with the waveforms to understand the dimensions. You can also preview attention here, and it changes the embedding position, shows you the exact style of the mathematics, which is nice. Here you can also see attention and where each word is giving attention to. That looks good. I mean, it's explaining stuff correctly and very deeply, and is able to visualize it very, very nicely and correctly. However, in general, I would say that the UI design of this process is really what GPT 5.4 did, what Gemini 3.6 is doing. So I would say that the design is not really that amazing. Something that I really liked is that it allows you to run this code that it's written on its own to see how attention works. So you can run this and you can see each step coupled with a code and what the output is. So I would say this is something unique that I have never seen from models, and being able to run it online is very, very interesting. So I would give this query very, very nice. However, for UI design, it's a little disappointing by default, like without giving it any references or reference images, the default model weights are not able to make something beautiful, even with the web design skill. So this is something that actually disappoints me, at least in the chat version. I don't know if this is going to be better if we didn't use the chat version. And my only hope at this point to say that this model is at least moderately good, or that you could use it on chat to create some simple stuff, is whether it's going to be able to make a good Flappy Bird game that is not super hard to play. But overall, the results seem disappointing, especially when I compare it with the previous Qwen models that were able to create the neuromorphic Pokédex page, that they were one shot creating the Flappy Bird game really easily. I hope this is more of an infrastructure or, super much usage issue rather than a model issue, because if it's a model issue, the results are very, very bad. We're talking about results that are worse than even their previous super small models. But overall, my first opinion is that something's wrong with the results. I don't know if you have any experience or if you watch this video a couple of days after launch, if they have fixed those issues in the chat interface. So, if you watch it later, just let me know. But from my first take using their chat interface, I'm a little disappointed with the results. So let's see what happens with the game. We're going to give it a try, and I'm going to get back to you in a couple of seconds. Okay, so we finally have the game ready, and it looks very, very nice. So let's see. The game plays beautifully. We have sound effects. We have beautiful UI. So the game actually works, even though it's a second take. Really love the animations, and this is the best Flappy Bird game that I ever seen AI create. Like, this looks very, very nice. I love the animations, I love the particles, I love the sound effects, I love the design. The gameplay looks good, it's super smooth. Now that's really good. This is really good, and if we close the sound stops playing. So that's very, very nice. This is a great game. This is probably the best game I ever seen AI create. So I love it. This is very, very nice. But overall, I feel like, the chat of Qwen right now has some issues that they need to fix. But if you're creating something, give it a second prompt, tell it what is broken, and it's probably going to fix it. So I really don't know what to tell you. Just try it out on your own and let me know down below in the comments what you believe about it.